since this is our first couple interview, we're gonna be playing some games.
กลัวแล้ว
Yeah. Okay.
เอาเลย
Just go ahead.
You go Shit you're picking the same one
Whoa.
My favorite restaurant that I love to come back, and there's only one in the UK or two maybe.
GoUni have that like big event in Samyan Midtown on the 10th of November. You could expect to see loads of institutions. So we work our butt off. Can I say butt in this show?
Sure. You can even say the other word.
ต้องนี้หรือเปล่านะคะ We work our ass off.
I have put down the card depressed.
Depressed. So do you want to talk about how Peachy is depressed? Do you know this about her? Like she wants to go on Disney cruise?
No, I didn't know you wanted to go to Disney.
No, so like see this is where the issue comes. I thought we talked about it.
I really like this game.
Man, I did not see this coming.
Thank you for having me.
You guys, I'm so excited. And if you're a fan of KND channel, to quote David Letterman, these guests of ours need no introduction. Peachy and Stephen Oppa! Oh, the signature pose, the signature. Okay. Hi, Peachy.
Hi.
It's been so long, at least 3 years since before COVID.
Yeah.
And Stephen Oppa?
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ I'm so thrilled to meet you for the first time finally after hearing a lot and seeing a lot of you on the videos.
Yeah.
It's so insane because like I feel like we talked about you. That could sound wrong.
All the time.
Peach tells me
all
everything,
the time.
all the like everything what's going on, you know, like translates it and then puts it into.
And everything from PG still have the hashtag Stephen Oppa still until today, right?
And then like it's so surreal that you guys actually like have never met.
First time. Yeah.
So yeah.
But the Stephen Oppa branch has now branched out to Marta Oppa and
everyone.
Wow. So this is not your first time in Thailand, obviously. So how many times have you been here?
I think this is my 5th or 6th time.
Wow.
I was like trying to recount on the way, and I can't. It's all merged into one like previous because it's like this is my first time since COVID.
Okay.
So it's been 4 years since last time I was in Thailand. So
do you feel anything different from last trip of yours to Thailand?
From a personal side, so Peach's sister had a baby. So I have a nephew now. So I have some entertainment when we're around the home. And
She said you're great with kids.
I try.
He's actually very good with kids and pets, animals in general.
Okay.
Like
I think for now when it's been like a week, you know, I probably look different and I'm a bit like quirky and a bit weird. So like he's still entertained by me kind of running around and being silly, you know, like
it's like when you look at them too, you don't see like a grown up and a baby, you see two babies. So it's like, hey, perfect.
That's a compliment.
I'm just like pinging my glasses up and
I
down.
know, and that's like just happened just so naturally. Like I don't even know how to play with kids, and then like it took me like I think like 3 trips to finally hold my nephew.
Okay.
I'm so nervous. Like I don't know how to deal with babies. I'm actually afraid of babies.
Okay.
There you go. I said it out loud.
Oh no, yeah.
I mean, it's
I think
just
your
like
mom was just like, here you go, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and then like on this trip because he did it, my mom just had that confidence out of nowhere to shove my nephew in my arms, and I'm like, okay. Like, okay.
All right. So each time you come to Thailand, what do you usually do? You take him places, show him around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we kind of did that like first few trips because like, you know, you're like kind of, I'm blind to take him around-ish. Like, you know, a foreign friend / boyfriend and then the next time was like fiance. So like each time like, taking a foreigners around touristy spots. But like, I think like more and more that he kind of like saw everything perhaps, then like we just take it easy this time.
Right.
I hope. I'm just like, I'm looking so nervous now because like, please.
Yeah, so you don't look at him as a tourist that you have to take places anymore.
Yeah,
Just-
so it's more like a family visiting trip, kind of. Because, like, I mean, he's like here to attend some of our friends' weddings, see his nephew, and just like go around just like a normal Thai, perhaps. Because, like, he kind of experienced like those touristy things already.
Right.
And you're not that bothered, are you?
No, I don't.
you can just drag him anywhere.
Like we've been to like Khosan Road and those kind of areas like where you're gonna find more touristy people.
I see.
But I'm not
Yeah.
that not always that interested in like bars and these kind of things. So
Okay.
like you know.
And so what are you interested in? Like when you come to Thailand? Any
Oh,
The food mainly.
Yeah.
Which is.
Which is what?
Tell them what it is.
What?
Okay, my favorite restaurant that I love to come back and it's there's only one in the UK or two maybe is Coco Ichibanya.
So curry rice.
Yeah,
Which is not
Japanese
even Thai.
curry.
Which is not even Thai.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was
Obviously.
like on one of my previous trips, like we just went there like in a mile or something, and I was like not really thinking too much.
Yeah.
Because like Japanese curry in the UK is like quite a new thing, you know. Like we haven't really had that kind of curry for that long.
Oh, okay.
So I went there and I was like, okay, this is the best I've tasted, and then you become, it's you know like you associate that taste with like Thailand or holiday. So now it's like okay, when I come to Thailand, I just have to go there because the one in the UK you have to queue.
Chai.
Ah.
There
And
is like
we've queued for like an hour to get
Wow.
into that.
yeah, so there is like one
One in
coco in London.
Oh, okay.
And like everyone, Londoners, they were like queuing to get in.
Wow.
But that's like after he had his first like curry meal already as well. So like we were like so thrilled seeing it like open. I think they now have like 2 branches. But yeah, he just loves it. And every time, like, I mean, every trip he make to Thailand, he'll be like, yeah, just keep rambling on about Coco Itibanya.
That was like my only one thing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what do you want to do? Because like obviously everyone want to try to accommodate him,
Right.
Like where to take him to, where do you want to see, and all that. And he's like, I'm
Japanese
not bothered.
curry, please.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not bothered, just Coco.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And now we tick it off. And yeah.
And you wanted to go to MK.
Yeah.
And we went there as soon as we landed. That was the first meal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'm so glad for you guys to be here and experience our great food.
I know. I mean, the
right.
Japanese curry, that's not even Thai, but oh well. It tastes good.
I see. So how was London now that you guys have like the first king in 20 years, in 7 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anything, have you seen any big change?
Peach went to see the
Oh, yeah.
you know
Ceremony.
the lying in state where the queen was like out for
Yeah.
or like in the middle of the like kind of abbey or whatever it was, and then the public queued for like hours and hours because I think like Peach.
Yeah, I made a video. You guys can go check it out.
Okay, we're gonna put it right here or here.
Bana.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, for me, I feel like there's not much change, to be honest. It's obviously it was like a sad, that was like a mourning period. I think Brits like they feel the loss as well, but in terms of like it's sort of like I think like when I ask you, it's more like a shocking news in terms of like it's like you feel like you're losing a grandma.
Yeah.
That kind of feelings.
Right.
It's more like some granny that you always see and like and all your life you only know.
Yeah,
one.
it's probably not the same like emotional attachment, but it's that kind of
Yeah.
you feel something.
The loss.
Yeah,
The loss,
Yeah,
yeah. And then, but after like a mourning period or like, whatever ceremonial things that they've had, I think like things pretty much like the same, really. I mean, normal people would continue their lives the same way they did.
Well, we had like work the day of the news and the work the day after, so you know you just kind of get back into
People
the.
still kind of
see.
need
You
to
just have
crack
to crack
on.
on, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like I think I actually made a video on what changes as well because there-
Again, we're gonna put it right here or right here. I don't know yet, but somewhere just click.
shameless plug-in. But but there are going to be like a couple of like official things to be changed for sure, like banknote and like stamps, you know, like banknote stamps, even like your passport, because it's like things like that. Because anything, like you need to imagine that like it's been like what 70 years, like with this queen. So everything is written in the name of Her Majesty.
Right.
Anything that was written in the name of Her Majesty is going to be changed to His Majesty right now.
You would assume it's like they kind of know it's coming on, so have some stuff like pre-prepared. But I guess, but the actual news itself was very, very sudden because it was only like maybe the space of about 3 hours between like them saying she's not well to she's dead kind of thing. So it was like a very kind of short period for us to get our head around the news kind of thing, where it's like news comes out that she's not well, and then but then they were also saying at that time like if the news comes out that she's not well, it's really serious because they wouldn't say anything unless it's pretty bad. But everyone kind of thought, okay, she's not well, but it's going to be weeks or months. But then it was like so sudden, like, okay.
Because I think like a week before the news, she was just shaking hand with the new PM.
It was like 3 days
because
before.
we all saw that on the news too.
It was like a couple of days before, so I think that's why it was quite shocking. Though she's already, you know, it's coming sooner or later because she's like 90 odd years old, 96, isn't she? So and your national anthem changed.
National anthem.
Oh, so God saves the king now.
Okay. From this. From this point forward.
Because I went to their procession, like for the coffin when they're like moving the coffin from Buckingham Palace to the like the Abbey, like the hall, and people were chanting "God Save the King."
God save the King! God save the King!
It's actually it's kind of new actually. I feel like
we're not used to that yet.
No.
But because it's always been the queen, right?
It's going to be because I guess we don't sing it that often. But there's going to be some situation.
They do sing it in the football match, no?
So I'm going to get an opportunity to sing it when I get back to London.
Oh, because you're attending some match. Okay.
So, but then I feel like it's one of those things where it's just so natural to be like, God save the Queen. So it's going to be like it's going to be a bit weird. But
it would take time to get used to it.
It was like the end of an era. You know, I think that was the way of looking at it. It's so like you want to watch it on TV and you want to, I guess, for it was during a work day, so for Peach it's a little bit easier maybe to go out and actually kind of see things. But you know, it's an end of an era, so you always want to kind of soak that in. You don't want to feel like, I didn't watch anything or I kind of missed that.
And I was queuing for 7 hours. I certainly did not miss it. But it was
but once in a lifetime experience.
It is. It certainly is. And like you said, it's like certainly feels like the end of era.
And another era that we should hope it would end is the COVID era, hopefully.
True.
And now that it kind of ends, people start like flying abroad. And I think a lot of people like go back to England, to UK, including the students too, right? So I'm guessing GoUni is pretty busy right now, right?
Well, busy is good for us, I guess, considering the previous years was like COVID. So like a lot more students like coming back to studies, like uni students, like high schools and language schools.
It's perfectly safe now to...
Well, I mean, COVID is still around,
right.
But people are adjusting their life with it, like alongside it. Like we treat it, I think like in the UK, it's more like we treat it like a flu. It's like
we have to live with it.
Because eventually we all find out that like we're gonna have to live with it anyway. So it's now down to like how you protect yourself and so and so and so. But normal daily life, I would say it's pretty normal right now. So students would come and they would still enjoy their lives and everything. Getting back pretty normal.
Yeah, and the reason you're here in Thailand this time is because GoUni is going to have like the big event, like the biggest one ever, right?
Dare I say that? Yes,
Yeah.
it's the biggest ever because like we couldn't hold any event at all during COVID, and now that like we're still not bankrupt after COVID, then like I think like okay, so it's time, and I think like the students as well who couldn't fly during COVID time, it's like accumulating. They are like finding out more like information than ever about like studying abroad, experiencing like abroad life and all that. So that's like one of the reasons that I'm coming back here as well is to like GoUni have that like big event in Samyan Midtown on the 10th of November.
What is it called, this event?
Go study abroad.
Go study abroad. Okay, I wonder what it's about.
Go study abroad.
Okay.
GoUni.
GoUni. And tell us about the event. What will people going to find there?
In the event, you could expect to see loads of institutions. So we work our butt off. Can I say butt in this show?
Sure. You can even say the other word.
We work our ass off. กล้องนี้หรือเปล่านะคะ We work our ass off.
ขึ้นตัวหนังสือและคำแปลครับ
Like to try to get like all these universities, like leading universities from the UK, English schools, boarding schools, like high schools. Like all of them would be there in the event to talk in person with the family, with the parents, with the kids, like when the kids were like wanting to go abroad, but then I don't know how to convince my family or I like, lost in translations and all that stuff.
Just bring your whole family and just talk to them, right?
Just register, bring your whole family, go talk to, the people, like the officers from the institutions. And there would also be like GoUni consultants who could help you translate as well if you struggle with English and give you
so good.
free consultations. Everything is actually free in the event.
Okay. So you don't have to pay to attend this event.
Just go rock up. Well, I mean,
but do you need to
register? Yeah, please register. You can walk in, but please register.
So you can like book the time to talk with the institutions?
You like it's more like a walk-in basis, but like if you register, like because there is going to be talk and stuff as well. So we need to like we need to know roughly the amount of people because of the restriction and all that. So like we would love for everyone to register beforehand. But so there's going to be like booths of like institutions and then like IELTS mock-up test for free that like, they could also take the test, like try sampling it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the whole test, but just sampling the test.
Sampling the test. So the mock-up test, listening part.
The speaking too?
Yeah, things like that. So it's like you can like try out the listening part, like just get a flavor of it, of how it's actually like before, because like you kind of need it to go study abroad.
Right.
And like there's like the stage. Alumni is gonna go like talk, share their experience, life hack as students, and we got like alumni from different countries, so we all can share like the similarities, differences. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. So it's like a lot's going on. So basically, it's like the whole hall of the event. So
it's gonna be huge too. You mentioned like 40 institutions, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So again, we work our ass off. So
you can just go attend the event and just take your pick. Just go talk to real people.
Exactly. So say like, I want to be in London. I don't want to be in London. I want to like, how about this? What subjects would fit me? I only have this rough idea of where I want to be, but I'm not too sure how. So everything you can find out in the event.
That actually counts as well when you go study. It's not just about the university.
Exactly.
It's about where you live.
Yeah.
And what kind of lifestyle that would fit you the best, right?
So like you would get a map. And then you would see like where the institution, like, anything with London, if you're interested in London, anything with London name on it, you go pick. So, or like GoUni staff would be all over the place. So you could also like charge them. If I'm like interested outside London, where could I be? So everyone can navigate you there. So we try to make like very like all conclusive event for those who are interested in studying abroad. Yeah.
So Stephen, do you want to like invite people to join your university? You went to Lancaster.
I went to Lancaster University.
Okay. So, and if I understand that correctly, that is known for like financing
Yeah.
and
I think they have a really good management school,
Yeah,
which I think
business.
encompasses business management. So like I went and at the time they had an agreement like with a auditing firm or like with
Yeah.
big
So-
four. So you could kind of study your degree alongside doing your accountancy.
So it's like very well
qualification.
recognized by big firm in the UK. So if any student who's like wanting to study and possibly looking for a job afterwards, like they have really good connections with like big firms because like he did his intern or whatever, like some work part of his degree with them as well at Lancaster. They're pretty good. Oh wow, you're actually representing your uni. Well, I did not foresee
and
this
it's like
at all.
it's a nice change up because I think anyone that I'd applied for at like a similar level was a city university, whilst like Lancaster, I think whilst it's a city, it's on a campus, you know, so like you get that a little bit more closer feeling, and the town isn't huge, you know, you're kind of quite limited to what you can do, but I just preferred that kind of style.
Yeah.
okay.
And you see, that's the thing, because like not everyone can take that style.
Right.
So that's the exact reason why we try to bring different options for students so that they can explore which style that match them. Because like Steven might like, you know, a random campus in the middle of the field with cow poo smell, but a very
like
good
nature,
university.
the scent of the countryside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with the very good campus, indeed, very good campus, very good school, very good vibe of people. So it really depends on like what
because
like,
there's a lot more you have to take into account if you want to choose the right place for you.
Yeah.
Actually, we've talked before on the show that you used to be on, and we
Yeah.
talk about that the best university is not like the ranking.
Yeah, not
but
always
best
the case.
for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for some people that value ranking, okay, of course, like the higher the better. But for some, maybe ranking is somewhere here, but you might value your lifestyle more. So you need to weigh it out. So in the event, you can find out all about it. So
there are a lot of people who would help you make this a good decision for you.
yeah, to help advise you, to guide you towards like where your destination could be.
And you're gonna be
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be like on
the
the
event.
stage, like sharing my experience with
Right.
alongside like other guests. Can I say like what's other guests?
Yeah, sure.
Like Peter Tevlila, yeah,
Ooh,
or
okay.
Piit Isala. Yeah, so like and like พเพื่อนสกุลไทย so all of them like so Peter is like from Australia, Piit went to like America, and like พเพื่อนand I went to like UK. So we try to like gather like those with like a study abroad experience and like come share it like life hack, like the actual usable hacks.
Right.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I'll be there in the event and like
Okay.
by the photo booth.
If you want to take pictures with
Yeah.
Peachy, of course you
Yeah,
can.
I'll be
but
there.
Stephen, are you going to be there too?
I'm not going to be there, unfortunately. So
Because of course you have to go back and work to
yeah,
work.
I have to work. Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately. So it's like I could get like these middle 2 weeks of October off, but then it's like I work in the kind of finance sector,
Right.
Or the not in the finance sector, but like in a finance team for an energy style company.
Okay.
So like their kind of main focus is usually around like month ends, you know, like we a lot of reporting to do, speaking to
Very different world to me.
Yeah.
speaking to stakeholders. So like whilst it's a little bit easier to take some holiday in the middle of the month, like going over a month end is quite tricky because everyone has
Right.
like in my team has different like roles and responsibilities. So handing all those off to someone would have just been probably like more trouble than it's worth, unfortunately. And also trying to take like a month off work would not be easy. So 2 weeks was the max, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I go back this Friday, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be there. So
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
for Peachy's
you're
thing.
interested in like going study abroad,
Yeah.
be there.
yeah,
Be there.
Just see you there. Like come see me, please. I'm lonely. Just like come see
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Great things, great stuff. Okay, so since this is our first couple interview,
This is where the thing, isn't it?
yeah, we're gonna be playing some games.
What?
Yeah, we need to change it up a bit. We don't just wanna just sit and talk. Okay.
Okay.
Just play some games with us.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, are we ready for the game? This is what we're going to be playing with. This is a great product. I should say it's a great communication tool
Wow.
from Pidut Dao of Are You Okay podcast. And her company is called Empathy Sauce. So this is a tool that can help us get to know ourselves better, get to know each other better. So we communicate better and understand each other better. Okay, so this is like the card game where there are actually 4 decks
It looks pretty
inside.
neat.
It's neat. They're neat. And they're fun too, you'll see. Okay. We have like emotion, core value, core belief, and needs. Okay. We'll be starting with the emotion deck.
Right.
So the way we play it is gonna be I'm gonna deal 5 cards for
Right.
each of you. And each card would contain a word of emotion.
Right.
So you can pick any emotions that you want to talk about. We're going to be playing 2 rounds for this deck. The first round, we will have you talk about your own emotion.
Right.
If you can see anything at all associated with your own emotion, you can just pick the card and talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't find anything that you want or you like, you can ask for the change of the card too. Just like poker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's on about. I don't know poker.
Okay. The first round is going to be about your own emotion.
I think I can talk about one of like.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
draw
just-
one more then.
okay,
Oh,
just-
do I need to change?
Yeah, you have to change. Switch it out.
Um.
Maybe you find something better.
There.
Okay. All
we
right.
allowed to
Just show us the card.
Oh my god. There's no right or wrong, right?
No.
Okay. There you go.
The word is speechless.
Speechless.
Why do you pick this card?
That's like my first emotion walking into the studio.
Why? Tell us why. What is
Like-
so speechless about this stage?
It's just like the first time I walk into like I love the show and I've been on the show like a couple of times. You guys can't get rid of me. But this is like the first time that I like walk into like these setups and it's like so bloody grand and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. This is the first time for this like series, the comedy featuring that we use this studio.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing, and it's like so like everything is like. I mean, I was like torn between that and the other card.
Which is
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's pretty close. It could be
Yeah.
in the same situation, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's it. So it's like so speechless, like walking in and I'm like, might as well do it in ราชมังเนาะขนาดนี้เนาะแบบlighting.
I hope it's a good
bomb.
speechless kind of
It
feeling.
is. It is. It's
Yeah.
not a bad like speechless kind of feeling. It's just like I did not expect this at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So that's your emotion that you pick to
Yeah.
share us. Okay.
Okay.
Stephen.
I've put down.
Okay.
Excited.
Excited.
Yes.
Okay. So do you usually feel these feelings?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And like, especially like when it's like a week, you know, like a few days before coming to Thailand, then I'm excited to come to Thailand. And then when Peach told me about the podcast, I thought, okay, I'm excited to come and a little like nervous, but excited, you know, to like
Yeah.
do some different things. So
You've been on
that's
any
what-
podcast before?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Ooh.
this is his first.
Yeah, my
we're
first
so
podcast.
honored. Thank you for being here.
Like normally we don't normally go on like a show or like interview as a couple. So like this is like the very first time.
Wow.
So I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited to have you guys. So what kind of things or activities or people get you excited?
I mean, I love lots of different sports, you know.
Oh,
and
okay.
when you're that invested, I think you get excited for big games.
Right.
You know, the World Cup's coming up quite soon.
Yeah.
Definitely excited for those kind of things, and like, yeah, I'm gonna go to an American football, like the NFL. There's a game in London, so I'm gonna get to go to that. So I'm excited. So I'd say like on a kind of weekly basis, it's probably watching some sport, excited to see what's going on. And I guess like if you're like gaming or if you're going out on a weekend for some food or something, you get excited for that, I guess, as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So second round, it's gonna be another card, but this time it's not gonna be for you. It's gonna be each other's emotion. If you see anything at all in your hands that kind of associate with your significant other's emotion that you
Right.
want to talk about,
โอ้ย
or
คำนี้ดี
yeah,
significant
significant other.
ชอบ
Yeah. So do you see anything in your hand, or do you want more cards?
right
I think I see something, but
Oh, really?
I don't know if like I want to talk about it on Peach's behalf, you know.
oh go for it and now you got
Okay,
me curious
So I'll put mine down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have put down the card depressed.
Depressed. So do you want to talk about how PT is depressed?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, I guess, for me to necessarily always like put it into words because it's a bit, you know, it's like her personal feelings and it's kind of difficult sometimes. Even as partners, it's difficult to empathize with someone because it's like it's all in her mind. So I'm like, you know, it's easy to be like, oh, don't think that anymore, or don't feel that anymore. But it's kind of difficult to actually do that in
actual life
in real life.
yeah in real life
But I think like like obviously the Peach's work and you know it's a pressurized environment. She has a lot of people like depending on her, like making videos and making sure that videos are out on a weekly basis. And I think like it kind of resulted in some depression, but I know that she's speaking to therapists and things like that. And I think like that's the most important thing is like recognizing that there is an issue and then working on the solution, even if it's mental health. You know, like making sure that you're working on that solution, whatever that may be. Speaking to someone, and that might not necessarily be me. I'm not like the best person for that, probably, but speaking to a specialist as well. So I think like that kind of. So it's been like a, you know, something that has happened. Yeah.
Do you have any comment on his comment?
I'm so surprised. I don't even know where to start. Like it would never cross my mind that he would pick out that as well. And I think like, well, thank you. No. Why would you laugh?
No, I was like, what?
Because like, I mean, sorry, I just want to say, because like, from what he said, like, what really is important for me as well is exactly what he said, that like, that when he said that, sometimes he don't look at me.
Okay.
So like, you know, it's exactly like what he said when he said that like sometimes like even for a partner, like he can't always empathize it with me because, and no one, I really want to say this out for everyone out there as well, that no one can expect your significant others to always empathize with you because it's not their job. Not everyone can empathize with things like depressions or clinical depressions or you know the clinical or mental issues. Like so for him, like I'm so blessed that he understands that he cannot empathize and he does the best for someone who cannot empathize or understand to that level to deal with it. And he understands that I would need to seek the experts. Like I would need to seek like some help, some expertise, some therapist. And for someone who doesn't have direct experience on it, like I think I'm very blessed that he have all those understanding. And I think it's very, very important to have that. So thank you, I guess.
I really like this game.
Man, I did not see this coming.
It was
good,
just like
it's
lucky
good.
that it fell into
Yeah.
my hand, I guess.
Yeah.
Otherwise-
Right.
So do you see anything associated with Stephen's emotion that you want to share?
Okay. I think I would just go for that.
Okay. Let's see. It's overwhelmed. Okay. So this is Stephen's emotion that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what do you have for us?
Well, like what we talked before, that he worked he worked in a finance sector, in the energy industry. It's like actually pretty far from what I do to the furthest extent. But I always try to involve him in, videos and stuff, like people know him, Steven, Oppa and all that. Even like every trip that we make to Thailand and all this, and tagging along with me to here and there. And he always help me out whenever I need. I always say it for fun that it's charitable work whenever he does things for me, because I never actually paid him. but yeah, so all of these things, I know that for someone like him, it must have been I think sometimes it could feel overwhelmed for him, all the spotlight, all the talking in public, all the having to, answering questions about himself or
being here at this moment.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
I mean, he had that experience already, when we were filming with this trip.
Okay.
But meeting lots of people, which I would assume that wouldn't normally happen in his day-to-day life, meeting new people, socialize, having to keep up the smile, getting taken photographed on the street. So sometimes, in the span of 7 days, it could be very overwhelmed for him as well. So yeah, I guess that's how I see in this. And
so how do you deal with all these emotions and what's happening to you?
I think the key thing for me is just kind of go with the flow a little bit. I guess it's just kind of whatever's happening, you just kind of crack on and give it a go and try your best or whatever, and put out some positive energy, and you hopefully get some positive energy back. I think that's kind of the way that I didn't necessarily know all the time, what's kind of going on or whatever. Or, there's lots of things, and sometimes it might be lots of people speaking in Thai, and then I'm sat there in not necessarily understand everything, and people are probably talking about me potentially, but I'm not understanding. But obviously not in a negative way or anything like that. But obviously it's easy to feel a little bit.
We're probably
left out
mostly
sometimes.
Sorting out your dinner.
Probably. Nothing bad. But no, just kind of put out some positive vibes, as it were.
Right. So you guys usually talk about how you feel to each other?
I think so. I'd say so. A little bit more more recently.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
It's important, but it's still hard and complicated for some people sometimes to communicate how they feel, right?
True, because I feel sometimes, when work gets busy, life gets busy, and because we work not together all the time on the day-to-day basis, so we both have our independent life to live in a way. So sometimes we kind of we just got carried away with not talking about our emotions and catch up on how the feelings are. So, and like he said, we start to pick it up more recently as well, because we just realized that actually shouldn't we communicate more about the feelings and all that. So yeah.
But sometimes it's not about the other person understanding. Sometimes you just want to get it off your own chest,
True. And sometimes
just a little bit of anxiety or something, you feel better if you just say it, and then the other person's like, oh, okay, I feel that too sometimes, or I don't feel that or whatever, but you feel better yourself for saying it.
True.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So this is the second deck that we'll be working on. It's called the deck of needs, needs deck. So the instruction is, I want you guys to pick only one card that represents what you need the most in a relationship, especially as a married couple. What is the one thing that you think you cannot live without as a couple otherwise you cannot like survive pick just one okay
เอาเลย
just go ahead
You go. Shit, you're picking the same one.
Whoa, that's interesting. But you're not allowed to pick the same card. You have to find like the second most important thing for you guys.
Talking to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Shit. I didn't know we're that kind of couple that we would pick the same card.
I didn't really have a second one in mind, so I've not really got anything.
Shit, I should have gone first. I would say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now you just show it to the camera what you guys picked out. Interesting. So, Stephen, you picked yours first.
I did.
Pretty quickly too.
It was like there, and I saw. It was like the first thing I kind of saw, and I was like,
so you
drawn
picked
to
trust.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
I think out of everything, I think trust is just the underlying thing, you know, like in terms of a relationship. It's just, I guess it's like a little bit like, you know, it comes in with like honesty and all these other things. Just trust is key. If you don't have trust, then what do you have, I guess? If you can't trust, if you can't trust your partner, if I can't trust Peach, then like your mind's going to be all over the place, and you know, it's just not feasible to have, like, to continue a relationship or whatever.
And Peach, you said you were going to pick the same card.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add?
No. อยู่ๆก็โกรธอะไรโกรธใคร
That's what you were going to say about trust.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I
right,
mean,
okay.
yeah, because it's like the very fundamental. It's just exactly what he said. Because like for me as well, like trust is the most important element. Because you can't build any other things if you don't have trust, really. Because like, and especially for like a married couple or like ours, like I feel like trust is really important. Like I trust him to be independent. He trusts me to have my independence. Like, you know, I trust him to have some privacy, my privacy, like, you know, all these things, like it's all like for me, it's all building upon trust. So yeah, that's like, and I think what cringe, what makes me think that us together is like good. Why is it so hard to say? Yeah, I mean, what makes us so good as a couple, for me, in my opinion, is that because we have trust for each other. Like, I really trust him, and he trusts me. Like, yeah, for whatever I do and whatever he do, like whatever he does, yeah, just trust, really.
And now let's talk about what you also picked. It's also a great card, a great word.
Yeah.
You picked out
Appreciation.
Yeah, and why is that?
Because I don't know, I just feel like you need this as a couple. Because like it's like I think there is the other one that's similar to this, that's like being heard or something like that. Yeah, which is like I think is really important as well. Like as a couple in any relationship, actually. Well, probably especially for a married like relationship, that like you really need to like see the value in each other, like, and you know, appreciate the being of each other, appreciate, like I appreciate him the way he is, and I would hope that he appreciates me the way I am, like, and you know, anything that happens like without appreciation, it's just, what's a life really? So I think like with appreciation, you feel like you're being seen, you're being heard, you're actually, you know, living. And yeah, I think I saw some as well as like, yeah, the meaning of life, which is also like, I mean, this ties in with one of the maybe like personal goal, you know, like, so yeah, I think appreciation is, yeah, the thing.
Last one สำหรับสุดท้ายนะครับ the core values. Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys each pick one card that contains the value that you don't have but the other person does.
Eh? Oh.
Yeah.
So is it something that he have or something that he values?
It's a quality that he has, and it could be something that you appreciate.
In him.
Yeah, maybe you have that too, but not to the certain degree that he has. And,
Right.
But it would be more fun that you don't have this, but the other person does.
That's gonna be difficult.
Yeah?
No, I'm joking.
Really? You have all this?
Like there's gonna be like I don't know what I have, like what I don't have, and you do.
So
I'm joking.
core values mostly is like positive words, positive qualities. Yeah. So just.
I think
dive
they
into-
laid out
Yeah.
quite nicely.
You can.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Hui.
Oh, you found something?
Yeah.
Hui.
Oh, good.
Can I pick
Sure,
it now?
of course. Go
Wait.
for it. Go for it.
Is Peach gonna look at what I picked?
Wait. I mean.
Oh, I still want to see.
Wait. I
Is
have.
it?
No.
We didn't catch it. Oh, good. Good.
I was hoping that would be in the. I was.
Really?
like,
You are looking for it?
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
something.
okay, so you have something in mind already.
Yeah.
Wow.
When
Interesting.
when I got a vibe for the cards, then it's like okay, then I think that this thing could be in there,
Yeah.
but it's something that like
Okay.
Peach
So,
would know.
Peach, do you
'cause
have
it's
any
very-
word in mind right now? No. Okay. But the beauty of this card is that maybe you don't have that word in your
No.
head at all, but
Yeah.
you'll be surprised and you'll be like glad to find the word in front of you that I didn't even know that this is what I was looking for. You know? Yeah.
Wow.
Because sometimes, let's face it, we don't have these many words in our head, like in our
No.
vocabulary. Maybe you have to have the word like
It's like
presented in front of you
It's like a
to
prompt,
realize.
isn't it? It's like here for like it's like a prompt for you, which is really really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So we can really see that.
I was just like,
Okay, you ready?
very contradictory.
Really?
Yeah.
You ready?
But I thought that's the whole point. No.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you got your card, which is the quality or the value that the other person has, but you don't. Okay, so as usual, Stephen picked out pretty quickly, and he had this word in his head already, and he was
Yeah.
looking for this word in the deck. So, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
so it's something that you think Peachy has,
Yeah.
but you not so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I turn it like poker?
Do you want to
And,
do you want to guess?
Oh yeah. Do you want to guess?
Wait. You said you would.
Okay, I would guess that it has to do with like the outgoingness.
Ooh.
Like, or
It's not a million miles from that. Not a million miles.
Okay. All right. So I'm pretty close. Okay. Do you want to have another guess?
I don't know, like perseverance.
Not quite.
How do I put a stress on this word?
Perseverance?
Perseverance. Okay. No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
So
what is it?
Show us the card.
Oh. It flew away. My card is creativity.
Creativity. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, she has like creative mind.
Yeah.
And she does creative work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm very well. This now fits with Peach's card, but my work and my job is very it's a bit more routine and it's finance side, so just not as much opportunity to be creative, but also I'm probably not as much of a creative person.
Okay.
Prefer things just kind of straight line, but like.
Right.
Because I always think like with, I was doing like a piece of work at university and it involved making a PowerPoint, like like a presentation style, and I'm good at like getting all the content on the slide, and then I just like said to Peach, can you please just like make it look nice, like, and I think that's like kind of the creativity, but I just couldn't do that, and then obviously the grade comes back and it's like, oh, nicely thought out, nicely presented slides. I really like the way you've kind of put your. So I'm like, okay, I'm great at the content side, but I just need that help to like push me over the line. So I got a good grade for that piece of work, but it needed teacher's creativity to make my slides look
I don't know if
Nice.
that's creativity or just because I'm a Thai student, like we Thai student, like the PowerPoint looking good is more important than the content.
Than the content.
But thank
It's got
you.
to be beautiful
Yeah.
first.
I don't know about the content, but like
Mom-
it's gotta be like mine's gotta have like animations. Oh no.
but I just gave it to you like just like the default font on like a like this is what I want it to say, can you just like and then she
Yeah.
put it into like I don't know like through some
Yeah, like
program made it look nice and tidy.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah.
what did you pick for Stephen?
simplicity.
Oh, so this is what he has, but you don't?
Yeah,
Not so much?
Yeah, but this is so funny because it's like, I mean, it's probably a polar opposite, but not a polar opposite in
Kind
a way.
of, right? Yeah.
But yeah,
So you don't just make things like very straightforward and you don't things to be too simple, basically.
yeah. I mean, I tried. I love simplicity. I love simplicity. อย่าขำอย่า
What
ขำ
was
แรง
that?
Just like, I love simplicity.
I do.
But you
No,
can't do
I wish.
simplicity.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wish for things to be simple. I love simplicity, but for some reason, I just can't land on it as much. So it's the value or like the quality that I wish I had. Or like, I mean, I probably have to some extent, but not as much as him. Like he is just very good at make things simple. Sometimes like, when things so complicated in my head, like, oh, like, what am I going to do with all this? Like, how can I deal with this? I want to make this better. Like, I'm going to have to film this and da-da-da-da. And sometimes, like, when I talk to him, it just turns out that, like, it can be very simple. He can just say the whole things that's, like, tangled up in my mind in the simplest way possible. And it's like, it works. So, yeah, he kind of have it.
It took you a while to find that though.
I know. I didn't have a word in mind. Like, I'm like, yeah. So, and that didn't cross my mind as well, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
This game's great, but it's so scary in a way.
I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun. I think it was a great games.
Yeah.
And I imagine that the people who spend as much time as you guys must have talked a lot all the time already, right? But somehow these games kind of just bring out something in you guys to even communicate more.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I talked to you like almost like many times, but still I'm discovering more like interesting about you, especially you guys as a couple too. So thank you so much for being on the show today with us at KND.
No problem. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for having us. Thank you for having me exclusively.
You've been waiting to say that line, I can see. Try that again. Go on. Do it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being such a nice, welcoming host. And yeah, kind of easing me in because I was a little bit nervous, but no, thank you very much.
You've been great.
Yeah,
You've been great.
thank you to all the
Team.
Thank you to all the team.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ
Fishy, any last words?
Oh, well, I mean, thank you for having me. Like, it's always been fun talking to you. Like, and to be on the show, really, always like great content. And I always enjoy it. I hope the audience is not fed up with me just yet.
Okay, go subscribe to her channel.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. ขอบคุณทุกคนด้วยนะคะ Thank you.
ปลายปีแบบนี้ผมเชื่อว่าหลายคนมีคำถามครับว่าเศรษฐกิจโลกและเศรษฐกิจไทยในปีหน้าจะเป็นอย่างไรอะไรคือแนวโน้มอะไรคือเทรนด์ที่ต้องจับตาอะไรคือโอกาสอะไรคือความเสี่ยงรู้ก่อนปรับตัวก่อนก็มีโอกาสชนะก่อนเทรนด์เศรษฐกิจมหาภาคเทรนด์ธุรกิจความยั่งยืนเทรนด์ภูมิรัฐศาสตร์โลกเทรนด์ธุรกิจ New S Curve เทรนด์สื่อและการตลาดเทรนด์อนาคตการทำงานเทรนด์คริปโตและเมตาเวิร์สเทรนด์การเมืองไทย หาคำตอบได้ที่งาน The Standard Economic Forum 2022 Age of Tomorrow เศรษฐกิจไทยบนปากเหวบัตรมี 3 แบบครับแบบแรกออนไลน์ขยายเวลา Early Bird เหลือเพียง 2,500 บาทแบบที่2 On Ground เข้าร่วมเสวนาสดๆถามได้ทุกเซสชั่น1วันราคา 1,900 บาท3วัน 4,900 บาทเท่านั้นแบบที่3 Exclusive Dinner กับคุณอนันต์ปัญญารชุนพร้อมเสวนา3วันเต็ม 20,000 บาทสำหรับคุณผู้ชมช่อง KND ผมมีส่วนลดพิเศษเพื่อเป็นการขอบคุณเพียงกรอกคำว่า KND ลด 10% ในบัตรทุกประเภทที่ไทยทิกเก็ตเมเจอร์ครับ